How about this on-the-field scene at Lucas Oil Stadium following Indiana's championship game win over Ohio State? Rumor is this was shot on Jerry DiNardo's 2010 iPhone 4.
Right.
After getting it done, Jerry, Jake Butt, and Dave Revson offered this championship game breakdown from the field.
Rick, thanks. Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium for the first time since 1967, a couple years before the moon landing. The Indiana Hoosiers are Big Ten champs, first time since the end of World War II, 1945. They are the outright Big Ten champs. We'll get into how it happened in a moment, but I think we just have to acknowledge the enormity of what did happen, just the fact that it did happen. What stands out to you about this story, Jerry, and what we have witnessed here from Indiana really over the last 2 years?
Yeah, what stands out is I know I underestimated the whole thing. I underestimated their talent. That's not fair. The only thing I didn't overestimate was their coaching. I knew this was a really well-coached team. But you watch them tonight, they've got good players. They obviously have good chemistry. And nowadays football, with all the transfers and the portal and the things and the money that's involved, I would imagine for a head coach keeping the chemistry in the right place is a real challenge. And Sig just seems to touch all the right bases.
We will never see something like this again. I mean, we will. It's not even, to me, it's not improbable. I really think it's impossible. Cignetti has done the impossible here to go undefeated and go take down Ohio State. Everything, it's like a prophecy that's fulfilled. He said he'd be here. He said he was coming after Michigan. He said he was coming after Ohio State. Check, check, check. And I think about when you think about the great geniuses in human history, at one point, everyone told the geniuses that they were crazy. Cignetti, you're crazy, Cignetti. No way. And yet, that's what a great leader is. He had a clear vision of who he was and where this program was going to be, and those players are bought in. The assistant coaches and coordinators are bought in. Just remarkable.
I never told him he was crazy, but I certainly thought he was. I mean, when he sat here 2 years ago and said, we're going to be back here, I wanted to see what it looks like. And now here we are, almost exactly 2 years later. He's won 24 games at Indiana. He tied Urban Meyer today for the most wins in the first 2 years ever for a Big Ten head coach. And to take down Ohio State, I think there's some symbolism there. First of all, they'd lost 30 straight games to Ohio State. They haven't beaten Ohio State since 1988. It is the longest winning streak ever for one Big Ten team over another. So it's not just that they won. It's not just that they got this Big Ten championship, but it's who they did it against that I think symbolizes everything that's happened here, Jerry.
I'd also say this. They did it on defense, which is even more extraordinary because when you look at all teams, the most talented players are on your defense because it takes more talent to play defense than it does to play offense. And they measured up. They won this game on defense. Fernando was wonderful. I mean, he did everything he could to help win the game. But at the end of the day, that Indiana defense won the game.
Exactly, and we will continue to talk about Coach Cignetti forever, but the coordinators have done such a phenomenal job. I mean, the football minds, Brian Haynes, this is an Ohio State offense that is loaded with talent. 4 of 12 on third down, 0 of 1 on fourth down. They had 9 TFLs and 5 sacks. We talked, no one sacked Julian Sayin this season.
Ohio State had allowed 6 sacks all season. They gave up 5 today.
They were after him all day long with a relentless effort. That's, symbolic of who this team is. Bryant Haynes, just the patience throughout the game plan, setting his team up. And then I'd even throw Grant Kane in because Ohio State never had favorable field position either. There was 1 interception. That's where they got their touchdown. Everything else was just a long fight to get any yards.
The defense of Indiana took advantage of the problems that Ohio State has had all year, short yardage and goal line, and that showed up early and right through the game. But rather than say it's Ohio State's problem, I'd rather say that it was Indiana taking advantage of a weakness of Ohio State because they've struggled in short yardage, red zone, and goal line. We've said that all year.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, Indiana's only given up 6 red zone touchdowns in 22 opponent trips this year. So, yes, I mean, Ohio State, we talked about it earlier today, right? We said they're 6th in the Big Ten in red zone touchdown percentage. So top half, but not where you would expect the #1 team in the nation to be. But this is what Indiana does to everyone. To your point, Jerry, they're just not impossible to score on in the red zone, but they're the most difficult team in the country to score on when you get it down inside the 20.
I think across the board in all three phases that's the best coached football team in college football. When we go back and watch the film and Indiana sitting in their zone coverage, wherever coach told their guys to be, they were on that exact blade of grass. What I saw with Julian saying, never did he drop back one hitch and get rid of the ball. All of his completions were off schedule, outside of the pocket, because Indiana was in the exact position they needed to be, and then the coverage is working with the pressure packages. It is a treat to watch them play.
So I agree with you guys. I mean, the defense is the story, no question, for Indiana. But when they needed big plays, they got them. I mean, Charlie Becker was incredible. I think about that gutsy third down call where they throw the long pass to Becker, which essentially sealed the game. Ohio State did get the ball back, but in very disadvantageous field position. When they needed a big play, man, Mendoza came through.
He did, and I think if we were on the headset, I think that's where Coach Cignetti, I think that's where he says to Mike Shanahan, you know, it's 3rd and 2. Let's throw it down the field. Let's make a move. Let's do what they don't expect us to do. And he did it a few times in that game.
You talk about Mendoza's toughness all the time. He took a shot on that opening play. That was scary for a second. But the emotional boost when he comes right back in the game, they say, that's our guy. He's going to lead us to victory. And the best players, you turn on the film, what do you do in the highest pressure moments? What do you do when your back's against the wall? You elevate your game. Mendoza has done that all season long.
Again, it's a remarkable win. I mean, you think about coming into this year, Indiana had won one game ever against a top 5 opponent. They had lost 46 in a row against top 5 teams. They have beaten 2 top 5 teams this year, more in this season than they had in the entire history of the program. AP poll goes back 90 years. They've done it once. It's an incredible story. We'll spin it forward a little bit and take a look at the path ahead for both these teams who are headed to the college football playoff when we come back to Indy, Rick.
Dave, it would have been an amazing story for Indiana to have accomplished this anywhere, but to do it in Indianapolis with a fan base that didn't have to drive far, many of whom saw the Hoosier basketball team play earlier in the day, truly feeling like it is our state and our title. One guy who truly understands that, Pat Coogan, who started his college career at Notre Dame in the state of Indiana before transferring to IU. He's with Ashley Adamson.
Pat, congratulations. This was a phenomenal performance, a complete team win. Just tell me what's going through your mind right now.
A lot of things. I'm just so happy for my teammates, my coaches, everyone that's poured their heart and soul into this program and this town, the town of Bloomington. Scott Dolson, Pam Wynn. I'm just so happy for everybody. You know, I got here 9 months ago, but there's a lot of people that have put their whole lives into Indiana. So I'm really, really happy for those people.
Are you able to tell what you guys have done for this entire community and state?
I think in a couple of years I'll look back and be like, that was unbelievable. You know, I know how special it is, but you're in the moment still, right? So as a competitor, as a player, it's just like, you know, you're always looking forward to the next one, but we're going to enjoy this one a lot. And yeah, I'm just, like I said, so happy for the community.
I mean, all the talk all year long was this Ohio State defense and the historic numbers that they were putting up and that nobody could get anything done against them. What was it like to play against them, and how were you guys able to get that push?
Credit to them. It's the best defense we've played all year, and just some of those individual players are truly special talents, right? Like, it's a credit to them. They're an awesome team, awesome defense. But we just kept grinding. Like, we knew how this game was going to go. We knew it was going to just be play by play. We just kept believing. Like, I told the guys, just like unshakable belief, and Coach Sig told us that earlier, but just unshakable belief in what we're doing as a team, or what the coaches are calling, and just unshakable belief in each other. It's never daunted, right? You know, it's never daunted.
Never daunted, never satisfied, but this one I'm sure is very satisfying. Enjoy it, and we'll see you in the playoff.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.